Hello, good evening. The Education Secretary has opened a new free school in Birmingham today. It's part of an initiative to create schools that are funded by central government but not managed by local authorities.
It's the first new school in the area for 15 years. But as John Willits reports, some question whether it is necessary and whether it is money well spent. His report contains flash photography from the start.
The launch of free schools has been one of Michael Gove's flagship policies, funded by the state but free from local authority control. Perry Beaches 2 will be run by the same team responsible for turning around the existing Perry Beaches school in North Birmingham.
All of us recognise that schools in Birmingham aren't as good as they should be. We do need change, and I believe the most effective way of changing things for the better is allowing great head teachers to spread their wings even more widely. The council can't interfere, the bureaucrats don't get in the way. Instead, you have teachers with a vision who can make sure that you can have a curriculum that is better tailored to every student, tougher discipline, an appropriate ethos. Basically, it's like a private school that you don't have to pay to go to.
The building itself used to be the headquarters for Severn Trent Water, an office block here in the centre of Birmingham. Now it's opening its doors as a centre of education. But the NASUWT union has described the free schools policy as flawed.
Well, the free schools policy is diverting funds from state schools. There's a number of schools in the local area, particularly just across the border in Sandwell, that have had their capital funding and rebuilds cut, and yet we're having a huge number of these schools open where there is no need for them. Perry Beaches 2 has been opened where there's already 4 outstanding schools, which it will be in direct competition with.
We're in an area, we're in the inner city part of Birmingham, we're surrounded by areas such as Ladywood and Lozells and Winston Green, and actually since the 1980s there hasn't been a good local school for these young people, and so parents are delighted that suddenly there's a school on their doorstep, a school that they can actually be part of.
With a free school, they'll spend more time with your child, you know, and help them to progress.
I think it's really excellent and the perfect school for me. I'm very honoured to have a place at Perry Beaches, and I'm hoping it will make me achieve the best GCSE results.
My son's really excited. All the children here are really excited. It's such it's something new and fresh as well. It's not been done before in the city centre, so I think that is really good.
Parents may already be won over, but it will take longer to convince the critics of free schools. The success of this new venture will be watched very closely. John Willits in Birmingham for Central Tonight.
And John joins us in the studio now. John, how many of these free schools are there going to be?
Well, 24 opened last year. This month, 55 free schools are planned to open across the country. Next year, more than 100 or so more again. So we're sort of in the middle of these being rolled out. But as we heard there from a teachers' union, they're not in favour, and the Labour Party aren't convinced either.
What I want to do is to have a set of tests. Are we getting value for money? Are these schools going to be really good? And are they going to serve their local community and, most importantly, have the support of local parents?
And of course, it's not just the free school that Michael Gove has been talking about today, John. We've also got the other matter of the GCSE school exams. What did he have to say about that?
Yes, the GCSEs, of course, last month, plenty of head teachers and students in uproar over claims of unfairness, they said, in the way that some of the papers were marked. Well, Michael Gove told me that he had sympathy for the head teachers and for some of the students, but essentially he wasn't going to interfere in the investigation by Ofqual. But he did say that huge changes are planned. He is going to change the GCSE.
I do sympathise with head teachers who had high expectations for students and who may in many circumstances feel disappointed. Unfortunately, because of the changes that were made before we came to office in GCSEs, a form of examination was created that wasn't right for all students, and we needed to change that, and we are changing that. And in the meantime, it's appropriate that the independent regulator should look at this. We've already had one report from them. I know they will report in due course. But that regulator, because they're independent, have to make their own decisions. And I can't interfere because you can't have political interference in where grades are set and where marks are allocated.
So there we are. Expect to hear more very soon, again about the GCSEs, also about the free schools. Lots of people who aren't particularly in favour are going to be watching this one very closely. But as we saw there, plenty of staff and those pupils feeling fairly confident and excited about it.
John, thank you very much. Pensioners